Why doesn't New Zealand build the Cook Strait Bridge? Connects the North Island and the South Island. This is the Cook Strait. Located between the South Island and the North Island of New Zealand, the narrowest point is only 23 kilometers. On good weather days, standing on the South Island, you can see the view of the North Island. But despite this narrow distance, there has never been a bridge built between the two islands. Nowadays, sea-crossing bridges are very common, such as the Hong Kong-Shanghai-Macau Bridge, which is 55 kilometers long, the Zhoushan Sea Crossing Bridge, which is 48 kilometers long, the Nai Lake Bridge in Japan, which is 37 kilometers long, the King Fahd Causeway in Saudi Arabia, which is 25 kilometers long, and others. Besides, New Zealand only has these two main islands. Building a bridge would certainly be very convenient. Then, why hasn't New Zealand built a sea-crossing bridge yet? In fact, New Zealand has long wanted to build a sea-crossing bridge. After all these two large islands, one has an area of 113,000 square kilometers. The other has an area of 150,000 square kilometers. They are similar in size. The North Island has flat terrain. Agriculture and tourism are very developed. It is also the most industrialized region in New Zealand. The capital, Wellington, and the largest city, Auckland, are both located here. This area is home to the largest population in the country. The South Island has a smaller population, about 4.07 million. The Southern Alps stretch across the entire island, with a population of about 1.26 million. The terrain is even more rugged, but the scenery here is more magnificent. It is rich in gold, coal, oil, and natural gas reserves. It also features New Zealand's largest plain, Canterbury Plain. It covers an area of 12,400 square kilometers. It is New Zealand's main agricultural and pastoral region. It produces wheat, wool, dairy products, and more. There are two large islands, one to the south and one to the north. Once connected, their resources can complement each other. New Zealand's GDP would undoubtedly take a big leap. But currently, the two islands are only connected by ferry. The journey takes over 3 hours. Moreover, because New Zealand is located in the westerly wind belt, it has strong westerly winds all year round. And the Cook Strait has one wide side and one narrow side, narrowing into a funnel shape, making it prone to the Venturi effect and causing larger waves. This makes the Cook Strait one of the most dangerous seas in the world. There have been many shipwrecks and loss of life in history. Therefore, when the waves get rough, the ships have to stop running. Communication between the two islands is very inconvenient. Proposals for building a bridge or tunnel occasionally come up. But New Zealand isn't unwilling to build it. It's just that it lacks the means. First, the possibility of building a bridge is low. Although the Cook Strait is narrow, it is very deep, with a maximum depth of 457 meters. The average depth is also 128 meters. If a bridge were built, the depth of the piers alone would be an impossible task. The construction cost would be astronomical. Then, building an underwater tunnel should be a feasible option. After all, the Cook Strait has shallow waters. The deepest point is about 220 meters, while the world's deepest underwater tunnel currently, the Japanese Shinkansen Tunnel, reaches a depth of about 240 meters. From a technical perspective, it is completely possible. But another factor makes the tunnel plan full of risks. That is, earthquakes. New Zealand is located at the boundary of the Indian Ocean Plate and the Pacific Plate, on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Earthquakes occur frequently within the country. On average, there are about 20,000 earthquakes per year. More than 250 of them are perceptible. It is one of the countries with the most frequent earthquakes in the world. Historically, the Cook Strait has experienced multiple earthquakes above magnitude 6. Therefore, the risk of building a tunnel is by no means low. From a cost perspective, the budget is over 20 billion US dollars, which accounts for about 10% of New Zealand's GDP, and this makes many New Zealanders hesitate. In fact, if New Zealand truly has an urgent need for a sea-crossing bridge, just grit your teeth and fix it. But the problem is, for New Zealanders, this bridge isn't really necessary. New Zealand's population is too small. The total population is just over 5 million, and 75% of the population lives on the North Island. The North Island is more developed in industry and commerce. It has a complete range of industries, while the South Island has just over 1 million people. It mainly relies on tourism and agriculture. There are more sheep than people. The economic exchanges between the two islands are not frequent. People from the North Island don't need to go to the South Island much. People from the South Island can be self-sufficient. Due to the small population, New Zealand only relies on agriculture and tourism and can still live like a developed country. In 2024, the per capita GDP reached $48,700, ranking 25th in the world. Therefore, New Zealanders live a very laid-back life. Slow-paced and uncompetitive. Naturally, there aren't many people who care about something like a sea-crossing bridge. In fact, there are not only the Cook Strait where no bridge has been built. For example, the Strait of Gibraltar, the Strait of Hormuz, and the Malacca Strait. These major shipping routes also have no sea-crossing bridges. The reasons vary. Even in a country with such developed infrastructure and intense competition, the Chongjou Strait Bridge has not been built yet, or the Taiwan Strait Bridge. Of course, if New Zealand's future situation undergoes a major change, for example, if the population increases tenfold, the South Island urgently needs development, then the Cook Strait Bridge, it might still be put on the agenda